we take a look at the grid, and Tony Warren just needs to stay ahead of the pack here to win the weekend. In that Evo 7 joins Sam Walter on the front row, Adam Garwood and Alex Williamson on row 2. Back to Barwick, who had issues in race 2 yesterday, we'll talk about. Peter O'Keefe joins him on the 3rd row, back to Mannion and Creed.
Stephen Noble here, 11th on the grid. Matt Ryan in 12th. Damien Roach, 13th. Temby, 14th. Dennis Howard, 15th. And Greg Garwood will not take part, I don't believe, in this race.
Tony Warren in that Evo 7, the Wells Bodyworks entry, and former Development Series racer Sam Walter, the local Hobart racer, joins him on the front row.
I did notice Walter's car sitting here in the pits before they went out for this warm-up lap. It was actually steaming, so I'm not sure if he's actually got a cooling problem there. He might need to get the thing going to get a bit of airflow into that to cool it down. So let's hopefully it holds together.
Great start once again from Warren. And look at Walter defending that little Porsche GT2 on radial tyres, and Garwood, I thought this was the first lap, not the last lap. Sets it up nicely for a drag race down to turn 4, just a dab of the brakes, and this car running on radial tyres, you want to explain the differences between that and running slick tyres on this GT2.
Well, basically this radial tyre, you can see it here, those Porsches are such a good car under brakes, but normally running as a GT3 car on slick tyres, so you're probably looking somewhere in the vicinity of 3 to 4 seconds a lap slower on a radial tyre than what it normally runs on a slick tyre. But great experience for him, working with one of the best in Alex Davison, and looking at trying to do some GT3 Cup challenge later in the year, which will be on slick tyres.
Ben Creed looking a bit more racier than what he was yesterday in the 25 GTR on the back of the 90, heading down there of Peter O'Keefe, former tarmac rally expert. They come through to reel off lap 1, and look at the margin already, 2.2 seconds between Warren and Garwood.
I reckon he's got that Warren on the start, like 4-wheel drive Evo on the start. You can just see how quick it rocketed away. There's that little Datsun 1200, sensational little car. Bit of smoke there in the background. Looked like it was from Damien Roach's Skyline.
Here's Creed, big lock up further ahead. They've been chasing brake vibrations all weekend long, so much so they had to send the car back to Launceston on Friday to fully rebuild. This is the Datto. Oh, we put the curse on him. Gone down to the turn 4 hairpin and into oncoming traffic. That was risky. Going to come back behind one of the Tiranas.
Put the commentator's curse on him, haven't I?
Wasn't me for a change.
But look at it, it's actually not shy down the straight. Might be a little Datsun 1200, but it hasn't got a 1200 engine in it.
No, it's got that FJ20 Nissan engine in it. So he blasts past the Tirana. He's back to 14th place now. It's Boyd we're talking about as we head down into turn 6. Big thing that's changed from yesterday is we've got a massive tailwind on the run down to turn 4. And that's what could have caught out little Datto here as we check out a replay.
Absolutely, just hard on the brakes down here. You can just see him wanting to get up the inside of the Tirana. Rear's locked up there, and once that happens, that little car is very short wheelbase compared to these other cars, like a go-kart. And as soon as that rear's locked up, very hard to control, and it's gone around on him. Luckily enough, he was able to have a little bit of a gap there to get going again and didn't lose too many positions.
Everybody taking evasive action, except
that Nissan there, just running over the back.
And that's Noble, who we saw in trouble yesterday. Yes. Brought out the red flag on lap 6, coming together one of the GTRs. I hope that hasn't caused too much damage to him. It's dropping him down the field. That's Matty Grace. We're watching further back as there's plenty of racing going on midfield. It's all status quo up the front. Warren still from Garwood, Walter in 3rd, and Williams in 4th position. This is the battle pack for 7th, 8th, and 9th with Ben Mannion in that replica-looking Skyline GTR from 1990. So it settles down on lap 4. Merrick Malouf in the Clint Peace-owned High-Tech Oils GTR. Looking to put a pass on the hatchback Tirana down the bottom.
There's Matt Ryan in that 76 Tirana there with Malouf right behind him.
Ryan's only done a handful of race meetings in his life, so this is the big stage for him if you like. And watch the GTR reel him in here, put the pass, they sweep through turn 6.
Here we go, the Nissan on the outside here.
Oh,
he's just run out of room.
Only just, isn't it? No, just bang wheels here. Lucky to get away with that.
Right up in the air. Maloof wouldn't have even seen him coming there. He's miles behind, and I think Maloof has just not quite gotten out of the corner the way he should have. And it's caught him by surprise as well.
Straight away, Noble was checking the steering to make sure nothing. You don't want to arrive at that sweeper at full noise of the steering issue, do you?
Absolutely not. Which is a good move by him, and he is still running, which is great to see.
And Maloof has got past Mannion here. You'll find when they get down to the hairpin. So he's coming to terms with a car that he's not familiar with. The finance broker from Sydney, who has dabbled in V8 utes in the past. As off goes the Datto again.
He's having trouble down there under brakes. And as we said, there is a tailwind today, so it makes it a lot harder to pull up into certainly a very, very tight, the tightest corner in Australian motorsport here. And just maybe trying to brake at the same marker that he's braking at yesterday and just can't pull it up. So needs to back that off a bit. But having said that, down here into turn 6 and 7 can probably go a little bit deeper, being that it's a headwind.
Matty Ryan, your Class B leader at the moment, who's just got past the 32 of Moore, who runs in Class A. So this is a good little effort from the Hollinger-sponsored car.
Having a good run too, you know, still a P-plater, so still learning the ropes. You can just see the grunt of that Skyline down the straight. See what sort of, you can see the Ferrari getting good exit, but then the Nissan really starts to push. As we see Garwood here in third position with Williams right behind him in fourth in the RX-7, so he's really starting to come on.
They're 13 seconds behind the leader now, 6 or 4 seconds behind Walter. You'll see in the foreground of that shot, and a car off in the gravel down there, and it's a long way in. Trying to pick up who that is, and he's not the first one to go in. And would you assume that'll be the wind conditions down there? They're talking 30k an hour. Northerly's blown up that part of the racetrack.
Absolutely, and you'll see here, oh, he's just had to carry too much speed in there, and he's had to move to the right, touch the dirt.
So it was Boyd that went off. Here's a replay of the passing move of Garwood. We put the moves on Williams in the Roadtech Automotive entry.
Now, I'm just wondering if Garwood's actually had a problem that we haven't seen, because Garwood, if you remember, got up in the second spot off the start in front of Sam Walter.
Trifecta, 3 times in a row. He's going to be dizzy when he gets out of that car today. Matty Grace. 2 GDRs go at it. Yeah, I think you're right, because they've lost 4 seconds to Walter.
Yep. So Garwood was in second spot, and all of a sudden he dropped back to fourth quite quickly. So I think Garwood's had a minor off somewhere that we haven't seen, drop back, and now he's just making his way back up. He's past Williams to get back up onto the podium position, but Walter's still 4.5 seconds in front of him, so he's got a lot of ground to make up there, only in 5 laps. Let's see what he does, and I'll keep an eye on his lap times.
Like Williams has disappeared again on our screens. That is Wayne Priest, the man behind Sleepy's, the betting giants down here in this part of the world, as Mannion.
Oh, a bit of a touch here, very tight.
Did they touch? Oh, and that's Priest.
I was going to say, that's the Datto.
So this is from behind. Now watch Grace come down, and
you can see it chattering. You can see it chattering from a mile back. He was in trouble well before the 100 marker. And he did a great job there not to take somebody out. This might be Garwood here.
We picked this up on the exit of here. So he's spun now, and Williams had nowhere to go. Garwood doing the right thing.
We
just stepping the car down. Gee, that'd be a nerve-wracking position to be in, wouldn't it? For old Priest. As Mannion comes into the lane. So he's had a drama with the 3 GDR. Let's Moore go up a position. And here's Noble in the 59 car that brought out the red flag yesterday. They did repair it. It's a broken drive shaft in the end to put this car out.
Yep. There was another Nissan yesterday that caused the red flag, which was another Nissan Z, very similar to that, which did caught fire. And it was too much damage for it to get back today. They couldn't repair that. Quite a big fire under the bonnet, which ended up cutting that race short, quite a bit short, in fact.
And it's a big chance for all these racers down here to get on the big stage. You see a lot of these in Target Tasmania competition during the course of the year. And it's a combination of all their state-level racing cars to come down and race. Obviously, Tasmania not being the most highly populated place in the country, it just gives them a chance to race down here. And you're seeing races within a race as the Tirana slams the door shut down there at turn 6.
Now that's interesting. You can see there, that's Warren in the Evo, number 31. He's the leader of the race. He has just passed 76, which is Matty Ryan, who's leading Class B. Right behind him is second in Class B, Noble. So they're running 9th and 10th. So Warren has actually lapped everybody up to 8th spot now. And you can just see just up there in front of him, I think, is Moore in the Skyline, who is running in 8th spot.
Fastest lap, 55.8 for Warren, who's on his second last lap now, as he makes a run down from turn 4 through the sweeping right-hander of turn 5. The gap, 12 seconds to Sam Walter, who's running a super lonely race. And there's the comparisons for the lap times. Well over a second clear of Walter, who's not even going to come into that shot. Here he is. He's just going through the sweeper as our leader is coming on to the John Bow pit straight here at Symmons Plains to start his last lap.
Oh, he's got a fair lead there. He's got a 12 and a half second lead. So he's had this class sewn up all weekend ever since obviously making in the Skyline.
Does help.
Absolutely.
There goes Walter. He's on his final lap now. So behind him, still got Garwood, who's got back up to 3rd. Williams is 4th. O'Keefe 5th. Creed in 6th. And Merrick Malouf in the lucky 7th position at the moment. Final lap now for our Sports GT cars as Wayne Priest is just cruising around here in a former Marcus Ambrose driving school car from back in the days. Here's your race leader, the Wells Bodyworks Lancer Evo 7. It's going to be a clean sweep this weekend at Symmons Plains. It's a 3-round championship for the Sports GTs this year. We head to Queensland Raceway and later in the year to Phillip Island and Victoria. But Tony Warren wins the race and wins the weekend here. The High-Tech Oil Sports GT races. It's a long wait. It's over 15 seconds now back to Sam Walter here.
Just coming on through turn 7 onto the pit straight to finish his races this weekend. 2nd overall. Good start to the championship. It's great to see these guys, you know, having a 3-round championship and actually doing a bit of travelling up to Queensland and, as you said, to Phillip Island. So, looking forward to seeing these guys a bit later in the year.
Garwood would get to 3rd position in the end, holding back Williams. But there is your man, the Lancer Evo 7, dominant. Tough break not to see Brad Sheriff out here. It would have been interesting to see how these two cars went as we check a look at the results here of race 3 of the Sports GTs. And Warren, your race winner, was 17 seconds by the time he got to the line. Garwood in 3rd, back to Williams and O'Keefe in 4th and 5th. Ben Creed to 6th, Merrick Malouf solidly in 7th position. Back to Ryan, Noble and Roach completing the top 10. Stevie J, awesome to work with you once again. Good luck today in Touring Car Masters. And we've got plenty more still to come here on day 3 of the tyre-powered Tasmania Super Sprint. The V8 Supercars qualifying coming up and a 200k race later on this afternoon.